So as a YouTube channel who predominantly covers the Bioshock series along with The Last of Us, I often see a lot of comments coming from fans of the series. Obviously, that's why you guys are here, to watch content on Bioshock or The Last of Us, or eventually Fallout, but whatever. That's a different topic for a different day. The main game that I see the most controversial comments towards is Bioshock Infinite, and it seems like it's a 50-50 split. There's 50% that really loved Infinite and they say that it was their favorite game in the series, and the other 50 that absolutely hated it. They hated Columbia, they hated the gameplay, they hated the story, everything. So there's going to be a couple of points that I'm going to pull from YouTube comments, and then I'm going to share with you guys my personal problem with Bioshock Infinite. So with that being said, what is going on, guys? My name's Eric, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the Bioshock Hub. Strap yourselves in. This one is going to be one hell of a ride of a video, so without further ado, let's hop into it. So the most common complaint that I get about Bioshock Infinite is the setting. Obviously, with the masterpiece that Bioshock 1 was, Rapture has a place near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love Rapture. I love everything about it. And obviously, I'm going to enjoy that more than Columbia. However, I can appreciate the beauty of Columbia. As you guys know, Bioshock Infinite introduced the multiverse aspect to the Bioshock franchise. And if you guys don't know more or less what the multiverse is, basically, let's say we have the Earth that you're watching this video on. There's a different universe with a different Earth that you can be completely different or do something completely opposite of what you're doing right now. It's basically every single world that has a possibility, and every outcome that can happen will happen. So the contrasting settings, I suppose, of Rapture and Columbia to me was a pretty unique dynamic. And like I said, Rapture, you have this dark, gritty, rundown, no holds barred city underwater, whereas Columbia, you have this city that's in the sky. It's upkept, it's religious, it's clean, and like I said, the contrasting factors in both settings to me make sense. However, I do see where people are coming from because we love Rapture. As a community, I think Rapture is the superior setting in terms of the Bioshock franchise. So I can definitely see where people are coming from, because they weren't expecting the change, and what we got was obviously Columbia. So I can see where people are coming from with that. But personally, I don't see it as being that big of an issue. I personally enjoyed the setting, I enjoyed the game all the way through, and we're going to talk about the story now, because that is the second complaint that I get. So here we go. Now, the second most common complaint that I see is about the story. So I'm not going to be talking about the whole storyline of Bioshock Infinite. I'm just going to be talking about one part in particular, and that is the end. Let's say you have a near perfect game. The story and the gameplay all the way throughout up until the end is 10 out of 10. Damn near perfect game, right? Then the ending happens and it doesn't go as you would hope. It could leave a bad taste in players' mouths, and I can completely understand that. And I feel like that's where some players and people had issues with the ending of Bioshock Infinite. I feel that the reveal of Booker DeWitt being Zachary Comstock was a little forced, and it was kind of unneeded. And I feel that Irrational tried pulling a trick from Bioshock 1 with the Would You Kindly reveal. Because I can remember back during my first playthrough of Bioshock, I didn't expect that Jack was Andrew Ryan's son. I did not expect that at all. So then, Would You Kindly pops up, you're shocked. You actually have an amazing plot twist. At the end, it kind of feels forced of Bioshock Infinite, because you can kind of tell all the way throughout that you would end up being Comstock, because there were so many hints that were dropped all throughout the game that I felt that sort of plot twist was unneeded. With Bioshock Infinite introducing the multiverse, there were so many different possibilities that they could have done with that ending. I feel that as a quote-unquote closer to the Bioshock franchise, they should have had a much better ending. And I feel like they were trying to make up with it with the Burial at Sea DLCs, both episode 1 and episode 2. But that is its own unique problem, and we're going to be actually talking about that next. Let me know, do you guys think that one of the main problems of Bioshock Infinite was the story and the forced reveal of Booker DeWitt being Zachary Comstock? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now this final point is going to be the one that I discuss the most, because this is my main issues with Bioshock Infinite. Your guys' problems may vary, and that's completely okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm quite interested in hearing yours. So if you wouldn't mind leaving that down in the comment section below, that would be awesome. But as you guys know, I'm a massive fan of the Burial at Sea DLC, both episodes in fact. But like I said, as much of a fan and as much as I adore these episodes, I feel that they pose the biggest problems to the entirety of the game. So let's take episode 1. This was simply fan service. Now don't get me wrong, I loved it. I absolutely loved being able to see Rapture in its heyday, and I know Bioshock fans have been hounding Irrational to be able to play and see Rapture in its heyday. So with this, I feel Irrational is saying, here you go. We hope this is what you wanted. We hope this makes you happy. And we hope this makes you kind of forget about the ending of Infinite. However, at the end of the DLC, the Comstock reveal again just seems so forced, and I just don't understand why. I don't really get it. I feel that Infinite, with the way it ended, that should have been it. And I feel like they revisited that same exact ending with episode 1. So I don't know, it was quite confusing. And the second thing I don't understand is Elizabeth knew she shouldn't have gone to Rapture, but yet she did it anyways, and that's kind of a segue into episode 2. Why did Infinite and the Burial at Sea episodes have to intertwine the entire story of Infinite into Rapture? That's where I feel the biggest problem is. I feel that Burial at Sea episode 2, with Elizabeth being the one that causes the downfall of Rapture and initially starts the Civil War for Atlas, I feel that completely undermined the entire story of Infinite. I feel like if you played all the way through Infinite, it was pointless. It was absolutely pointless, because you're not thinking at the end of Burial at Sea episode 2, you're not thinking about Infinite. You're thinking about Bioshock 1, because this ties Bioshock Infinite to Bioshock 1. If you see the problem there, and if you see what I'm trying to get at, you'll understand that. I feel that Infinite should have been its own game. It should not have intertwined Rapture and Columbia. And I feel that, like I said, it completely undermines the entire story that you played of Infinite. However long it took you to beat the game, it was a waste of time, because you could have just played Bioshock 1, and that was intertwined with Elizabeth starting the Civil War. You see where the issue is there? It just completely feels pointless. And even though, like I said, I do love episode 1 and episode 2, those pose the biggest problems for me personally. And it feels like I said, it just completely wipes out everything you did with Infinite. So that, in my opinion, was the biggest issue. So guys, as I mentioned, if you wouldn't mind leaving your issues and problems down in the comments, I would really appreciate that. I want to see the entire Bioshock community come together on this one video. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, would you kindly drop a like? It helps the video get out there and it helps the channel grow. If you want to join the Rapture family or see the Rapture family grow, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, share the video with some family and friends, and turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a video or a live stream. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join my Discord server, you can do so by clicking the links down in the description below. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.